How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. Have you ever wondered about the small price increase between medium-sized eggs and large or jumbo eggs? It often leaves me hanging and wondering, hey, which one should I buy that is more cost-effective per gram or per ounce? That is exactly what I'm going to try to figure out today for you by measuring the amount of egg that's inside each egg in a medium and a jumbo egg. You'll have to wonder though, if you normally eat 2 large eggs, if you suddenly switch to medium, would you have to eat 3 of them instead? Therefore, eating more eggs, or what would that work out to be in terms of cost? That we will also find out, so let's just measure some eggs. Let me turn on this scale. This bowl weighs 6.75 ounce, tare it to 0. Here I have a jumbo egg, so let me crack this open. Now it's 2.15 ounces. I saw my college roommates stick their finger in there and take out the rest of the egg white, and I thought that was really frugal at the time, but after seeing it and just kind of digesting it, yeah, I thought that's not such a bad idea. So let's just go ahead and stick our finger in there and draw out the rest of the egg white here. And you see that we got 0.05 more ounces. Okay. And I kind of wasted a little bit here, but we won't put this in there. Eggshell is 0.25 ounces. So I cracked open 1 jumbo egg and 1 medium egg only, just to measure how much the eggshell weighs. The jumbo egg has a composition of about 10% eggshell, whereas the medium eggs has a composition of about 13% eggshell. The weights of each egg varies by a lot, and then I just kind of back calculate how much the egg inside would weigh based on the measurement of the first egg. Now you can see the average weight of a jumbo egg is actually 2.27 ounces, whereas a medium-sized egg is 1.65 ounces. And then the total for jumbo is 27 ounce, and then the total for medium is 19 ounce. And then if you divide that cost of that dozen by that number of ounces of actual egg you get, not the eggshell, just the egg itself, you get about 8.39 cents per ounce for the jumbo egg, and then 8.54 cents per ounce for the medium egg. Those are really minor differences, so it really goes to say that buying either, you're just really paying for the weight of the egg itself inside. So the conclusion here is that in jumbo eggs you get about 38% more egg, whereas the cost about 35.5% more. That's close enough, but how can you use all this on a day-to-day basis when you go buy the eggs? The size of the medium-sized egg could vary a little bit depending on the manufacturer. It may be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, and the jumbo can be a little bit bigger or smaller, and then the egg composition could be a little bit thicker, causing you to get less egg, and the pricing of these things at the store could be a little different. So how can you use these numbers? Based on the statistics of these eggs, what you can do is just use 38%. Okay, so just take whatever price of the medium-sized egg is for the dozen, and then multiply it by 1.38, and then you get a number, okay? And that is the effective price of those eggs, of those medium eggs, if you were to buy as many medium eggs in terms of weight as a jumbo size. So if they're relatively the same, then you can buy either and know that you're paying roughly the same price. If you multiply the medium-sized egg by 1.38 and it becomes a lot more than the jumbo size, then you should really buy the jumbo size because that's cheaper. If you multiply by 1.38 and then it becomes that the price of the medium eggs become a bit less than the jumbo size, then you should buy the medium-sized egg. This is all, of course, considering that you don't really care about the size of the egg. Some people are preferential to having the large egg. They want a large egg for some reason. But you can pretty much well eat 3 eggs instead of 2 eggs. So if you eat 3 of the medium-sized egg, they average about 1.65 ounce each. You're gonna end up eating 4.95 ounces of medium-sized eggs. You're gonna have 3 of them though. Or you can just eat 2 of the jumbo one at 4.54 ounces, a little bit less than 3. So when you eat 3 medium-sized eggs, it's actually a little bit bigger than just 2 eggs. From that little scraping thing I showed, you get about 0.05 ounces per egg. So this, if you don't do the scraping thing, it would be 4.8 ounces. And this one, if you don't do the scraping thing, it would be 4.4 ounces. If you do that little scraping thing over the entire dozen of these eggs, you'll save about 0.6 ounces of egg white. You would get that extra to eat, of course. And every single ounce costs about 8.5 cents, so that comes out to be about 5 cents of savings. Well, that doesn't sound very much. It sounds darn right tedious for getting your finger dirty, actually. But, I mean, this is in the sense of conservation of resources, right? You have a chicken that expended energy to create this egg for you. So, you know, it's kind of like, well, you know, you do this, maybe not to save money, but to conserve resources, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this little egg analysis. Remember, when you're at the grocery store, multiply the price of the medium eggs by 1.38, and then you'll get the price to compare it to the jumbo or the large eggs. Don't forget to give me a like over here, comment down below. Let me know if you already know this trick of knowing which one is actually the better deal. And don't forget to subscribe over here. Thanks for watching.